decision, and I'm gonna throw this back at you.
Okay.
What do you think of this?
I'm okay with it, man.
Wow.
I think. Well, let me think about it.
Go ahead.
I said that I
what's your
answered a little
follow-up
too
to
fast. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. You're forcing that expansion to left. Your opponent doesn't have time to put down a bunker. Now, I feel like if coLqxc started a bunker and NightEnD saw it, it would be a lot different. Look at this, coLqxc saying, "Get out of here, man! I can do it too. Guess what? I'm just gonna build an engineering bay, and you can't expand either. Take that." And now these probes, they wanted to have a lot of fun killing lots of stuff, and unfortunately, I don't think any of them have any kills, so they're probably a little bit sad. But they got an adventure, man, and not a lot of probes in the early game get adventures from Pro Dot players. My probes do, because I value my probes, but not a lot in the current metagame. But NightEnD, pretty cool play there, and I think it's worth it, man. I think it was worth it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I agree, given the fact that he didn't lose any, so that was a pretty good trade for NightEnD. Denying the expansion is pretty huge early on this game because coLqxc did in fact go Nexus Command Center first.
Too.
Yeah.
And coLqxc wasn't able to drop mules from that second expansion, right?
Yeah, but coLqxc is getting an engineering bay at the natural, and it's already still there. So NightEnD isn't even going to try to send some units to kill it. In fact, he's actually sending his Zealot and Stalker, and the Marines micro ring, sick micro by coLqxc, taking out the Zealot. Actually, might even try to take out the Stalker. The Stalker escapes, but coLqxc is going to be able to land the expansion and getting it to engineering base, so he is going to have a lot of upgrades on their way here very shortly. Actually, was it one engineering bay?
NightEnD is going on one base, man.
Yeah, he actually is. There's
actually
robotics bay.
All right.
Okay, so this is going to be a one-base Colossus.
Yes,
for NightEnD.
I think this is going to be good because coLqxc, you know, he does have double gas, but he got that fast. He's getting the fast +1. He's getting a lot of barracks, and his factory is going to be delayed, which means the starport's going to be delayed.
Factory's on
its
way.
Right, but it is delayed from when it would usually go down. So what's going to happen here? NightEnD is going to have Colossi on the field before coLqxc isn't even before coLqxc can get a couple Vikings on the field to deal with it. So I think NightEnD is going to push off of one Colossus and then just purely use gateway units as reinforcement. We'll see.
Maybe it's gonna. Okay, yeah, there's the Colossus on its way right now, and yeah, you're absolutely right. There is no expansion at all from NightEnD, so this is absolutely an all-in play from NightEnD. He's moving out with
coLqxc know that, though?
Some Stalkers. coLqxc does not.
Only one bunker.
He does have an SCV at the third, though. He can always send that into Scout.
Reminds me, what was that GSL game? That PBT. Oh my gosh, I think it was.
There's
Oz
so many
or
games.
Parting.
I don't think I'm gonna remember.
It was specifically on this map, and the player did go for a really fast Colossus. It may or may not have been on one base.
Ooh, the SCV of coLqxc is making its way into the natural. He's not gonna see any expansion. He is gonna be absolutely not shocked, but he's gonna say to himself, "Okay, there's no expansion. This has to be a one base." But is it a one-base Colossus? This can always be like a 4-gate. This can be a 5-gate. I don't know if he's going to expect Colossus. The factory is completed. We are seeing the starport making its way here onto the map for coLqxc. Stim on its way, and Stim is going to be huge for coLqxc. If he's able to get the Stim before the timing hits from NightEnD, it's going to be. I think it's going to be in his favor, to be honest.
You just scanned.
But it's all going to come down to the Colossus push and the control of NightEnD.
I don't think he knows about the Colossus. He just scanned and saw the Robo, but didn't see anything near it that necessarily told him it was Colossus. He did see a lot of Zealots, and you could be like, okay, if he's getting a lot of Zealots, that means he's saving some gas for those Colossus, so maybe that'll give him a tell, but he's making 2 medevacs. And I don't think he knows about this Colossi, man. And the question is, how is NightEnD going to control this Colossi? Is he going to target fire the bunkers, or is he going to target fire the SCVs? He can't target fire the bunker. He has to target fire the SCVs. He'll spoil it for you.
This has to be the timing from NightEnD. He does not want these bunkers to finish. He is going to move forward. There's no sentry. Stim is done for coLqxc. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. When Stim is finished, these pushes cannot be as strong, even though the Colossus is there. It's going to make it a little bit stronger. But coLqxc plummeting, not plummeting, way ahead in supply, 83 to 73 NightEnD. But NightEnD has the Colossus, the second one, making its way across the map. Does he have range?
I think he does.
Range just completing. And coLqxc just has to hold on. If he can hold on, he's going to have this game in the bag. But NightEnD is quickly losing his timing right now.
Oh, coLqxc just going to lift off and go for a counter? Is that his plan here? Interesting decision. I don't know if I agree with it. Oh, he's just going to flank so he can attack from the back. Okay, that's pretty cool, but these Colossi can just be microed away from that. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. NightEnD trying to engage the natural expansion. He's like, hey, where are all your units, man? Guess what, coLqxc says? They're behind you. coLqxc going for a flank with the Marines and Marauders, taking out some Stalkers. The micro on these Colossi is going to be so important, and I think NightEnD has this game.
NightEnD
just has so much stuff.
I think so, and that's a questionable decision from coLqxc to lift off. Actually, coLqxc is going to kill a Colossus, and there's no additional Colossus in production from NightEnD right now. All he's going to do is warp in additional gateway units. Yeah. coLqxc not much down in supply, but yeah, the Colossus needs to survive, and coLqxc doing a good job of stimming away his bio units with his medevacs. And NightEnD is making an immortal, so he is
Okay,
going to try to
QXC
send
isn't
that
out of
immortal.
this.
Here comes the map.
He is
Yeah,
not out of this.
absolutely
He
not.
can stim and target that Colossi, and then he will win the game. Actually, I think QXC is ahead here. NightEnD out of gateway support. And QXC has Vikings in the way, so I completely changed my mind. At first, it seemed, NightEnD had 2 Colossus. It seemed that he was microing them well, but QXC was able to target down one of the Colossus, and now, what is NightEnD left with? He's still on 1 base. Only Zealots and Stalkers, finally adding on a couple sentries. QXC has 2 bases, adding on Marines and Marauders. There's lots of medevacs still alive, and he's adding Vikings to the composition, so definitely a scary situation for NightEnD.
NightEnD is okay. I don't think NightEnd's going to pull back, right? I hope he's not going to try to expand behind this. He kind of has to go for it. But QXC has a lot of units, and the medevacs are going to be very important with these units. He does have +1 finished as well for his bio units. And NightEnD is sort of in a desperate position right now. He needs to kill QXC's army right now, or he is going to lose the game. QXC has a bunch of units. Stimming in, focusing on the Colossus. Colossus goes down. QXC has done it, man. Focusing down the Immortal. GG gets called, and NightEnD goes down 3-0 to QXC. One more game, and QXC is going to win. Actually, one more game.tv, guys. Sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry. No, you're watching
Whoa.
us. But yeah, QXC, one more game, and he can do it. I just had to do it, man. When I said the word, that
he's on the
TV
verge.
just came in my head. I'm sorry.
He's on the
One more.
verge. 4-0ing NightEnD. QXC is on the verge of 4-0ing NightEnD.
It's crazy, man.
All right, what do you think
Just-
NightEnD could have done differently there to win that?
Well, it's interesting he didn't expand behind it. He kind of was put in a bad position at the start. The engineering bay was at the natural for a long time. He couldn't really expand. All his units were across the map, so he kind of had to do some kind of aggression. But an interesting decision that he went for a 1-base Colossus.
Yeah.
QXC didn't scout it out, but his reaction was very good. He just had to throw down 2 bunkers. Usually 3 bunkers are a good number, so sort of like the magic number to defend against a gateway push. Colossus they're good against bunkers, but the thing is QXC already had stim finished. He had medevacs. He had like 3 or 4 barracks, so he was able to produce. As to NightEnD was just strictly on 1 base, didn't really have any kind of economy to back up his push, and overall did a fantastic job of holding. And one more game for QXC.
I mean, I like seeing the unique strategies from NightEnD. It's interesting to theorize about and talk about and evaluate what both players could have done differently. But QXC played that really well. I mean, dropping the units behind the army of NightEnD, going for that, getting that concave that's so important in the PvT matchup, mitigating the effectiveness of the splash damage from the Colossi. Guess what? If you're attacking from one location, the splash damage from Colossi are going to be really good. If you're attacking from multiple locations as a Terran player, coming in from all sides, Thermal Lance, those Colossi, they're not going to be as effective. And QXC took advantage of that, targeted down 1 Colossus, and then ended up getting another. And I mean, I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous for QXC at one point, considering he had no Vikings. If NightEnD had perfect micro, he might have been able to squeeze himself a win there. But, QXC just too good for that. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back with game number 4 between QXC and NightEnD. QXC on the verge of 4-0ing the Fnatic Protoss player. Don't go anywhere. All right, game number 4 coming up between coLqxc and CSN. Loading screen has begun. It's time. Game 4. Will coLqxc take it?
You have a very good chance of taking it, man.
Dog, I had a flow going with the music. You know, the music was kind of getting to its hype moment.
Yeah.
And then you just ruined it, man.
I gotta make my presence, man. I gotta get in there.
Gosh dang it. What are we gonna do with him, guys? What are we gonna do with him?
Let's do a redo, okay? Let me tell the
No,
players
it's too late. It's
remake-
gone. We'll have to hope
Of course
CSN.
not.
We'll
We're
have
gonna
to
do
hope
it.
CSN wins this game so we can get another shot at that. I was really excited. No, I'm just kidding, man.
Let's go ahead and
It's
introduce
fine.
our players,
Let's do
though.
it.
We are playing here on MLG Metropolis, guys. coLqxc currently up 3-0 against Fnatic'NightEnD. A little bit of a surprise, to be honest. I thought CSN might actually be able to put up a little better of a fight, but he just woke up recently, so maybe that's kind of playing not in his favor, but in the right position here. Playing the red Protoss, we do have Fnatic Raid Call CSN, and in the 6 o'clock-ish position, playing as the purple Terran, we do have Complexity coLqxc.
PBT, coLqxc, one away, man. One away. I was, I read through the forums. I read through Team Liquid. I read through Reddit. I read through the Team Liquid thread about this show match, and everyone's like, wow, CSN is going to smash him. coLqxc has no chance. Guess what, though? coLqxc, he's not in school anymore, man. I keep emphasizing that because I think people underestimate how much time school actually takes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can relate as a guy who's attempting to cast. I'm a full-time student. It's hard enough for me. I can't imagine the difficulty it is for the pro players who are trying to stay full-time in school. But coLqxc is graduated, so look out for this guy. In my opinion, CSN, he has a lot of work to do, man. But I think he can come back. He's the type of player that can definitely come back. He can win 4 in a row here and take the series.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if CSN does start a comeback. coLqxc sort of has to have a little bit more confidence, though, coming into this match. Knowing he's up 3-0, all he really has to do is take another game off of CSN, and he's going to win. But just as you said, CSN is not a man to be scared. And, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to take this game. He did pick Metropolis at his loser picks, guys. So maybe he has something planned again. I think the one-base Colossus might have been planned, even though his expansion was taken. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not really too sure. Okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at the openings so far from our players. It looks like CSN is opening up extremely standard with his gateway. We do see the Cybernetics core almost nearing completion. Second gas. Interesting decision again from CSN, getting a very early
Protoss
second
players are doing
gas.
this, actually.
Probably mainly for sentries early on, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's like obviously it's a little bit better than 3 probes in gas, so your gas income is going to be a tad bit better. And yeah, it's either I think it's either for the faster tech, like going into fast Colossi after expanding, or again for the faster sentries. But look at this, coLqxc being very annoying, planting down an engineering bay at his opponent's natural expansion, preventing CSN from being able to take that expansion unless it's on coLqxc's terms. coLqxc taking an expansion of his own, adding on double gas, pretty standard play from him thus far. But it's pretty annoying, man. Getting your expo denied at this point in the game, it's no fun. So now CSN get to return to his natural and start pecking away at that engineering base so he can actually put down his method.
coLqxc getting a very early 2 gas. I'm curious to see exactly what kind of tech he's going to go for. Okay, factory is on its way, so this actually might be another Hellion opening from coLqxc, given the fact he isn't going to be on 2 refineries. It's going to be a factory and a barracks. We are seeing also a reactor onto the barracks, so this very well may be additional Hellion play from the Terran player. The expansion is now finished for coLqxc. CSN opening up with a very standard 1-gate expand into 2 gateways. Is he going to get a robo soon? Time will tell. But at this point, both players are expanding. CSN going to try to poke around the map with the stalker. coLqxc right on top of it. CSN do not lose a stalker so early on, almost going down.
That positioning
CSN looks like he will retreat.
So cool. You see how he's positioning himself at the top of the ramp there?
Yeah.
Really cool. Go ahead.
But yeah, Hellions again. Hellions are good. coLqxc knows how to use them pretty well.
Yeah, that factory's like a long way away from that barracks. Okay, so it's okay. So this could be Banshees.
Oh, it's